Hello all, welcome back to our channel. For today's tutorial, we'll be demonstrating how to create a runway or a fashion makeup look. On the eyes, we'll be creating an ombre makeup and then a nude pink lip. We'll also be demonstrating how to carve, highlight, how to also fill in your eyebrows. A full face contour routine will also be contained in this video, so just sit down, relax and watch. This video is fully packed. So we started out by carving the eyebrows. Her brows have been carved before, so we're just trying to give it a touch up to make sure it's clean and neat. Please, while you're watching this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also turn on your notifications so that when our next video drops, you'll be notified. So next, we are cleaning with micellar water and wipes to ensure that the face is thoroughly clean, no oils, no dirt, no residue of makeup on the skin. Afterwards, we'll be moving to the next stage of our makeup routine. So after carving the brows, we'll brush it up to ensure that we can see the shape we have created, a nice arc. Next, we'll use our micro lead pencil to fill in the brows. It's important that you ensure that the intensity of the filling you create on both brows is the same. Afterwards, we'll move on to highlighting the brow bone. We've picked a shade of concealer that is 2 shades lighter than her complexion. So we'll begin by creating a very thin line under the brow bone, after which we'll begin to blend it out. So pay close attention so that you can really understand how this is done. So after applying your concealer, be sure to blend it out adequately, after which you want to set it with a setting powder from your contour palette. Use a highlighting powder from your contour palette to ensure that it doesn't have a greasy finish, it has a matte finish. Next, we'll be using an eyeshadow base, which is the same shade of concealer we used for highlighting the bone. This time we'll be making a more intense application so that the strength of our eyeshadows can really pop. So to create our ombre eyeshadow, we'll be starting with colors in the same color scheme. We're starting with the maroon shade, and then we'll go in with a slightly orange and then a yellow at the inner eye area. So at the outer corner of the eye, after pasting our colors, we'll begin to blend and pull it in on the crease area. Be sure to blend as much as possible during your application. Additionally, because this is a fashion makeup look or a runway makeup look, we are extending our colors to the sides of the nose to create the effect that we want. So after we have ensured that we blend it out thoroughly, use a clean brush to ensure that you are not spreading colors to areas that you do not want it to get to. Next, you want to intensify the outer corner of the eye by dabbing on a little more of the same shade of eyeshadow that we used initially. While dabbing, you want to ensure that you are blending at the same time, especially along the hash lines. Afterwards, to create our cut crease, we'll go in with a little bit of concealer again, which is serving as our eyeshadow base in this case. If you are able to identify where you should cut the crease, just paste a bit of concealer and ask your client to open their eyes as wide as possible. You will notice that it will make a line or a mark on the crease area. This will help you to decide where to cut the crease. So as you can see, we have been able to identify where to cut the crease. We begin to pull it towards the inner corner of the eye, and then we'll cover that entire area with our eyeshadow base and do the same for both eyes. It's essential that you blend. On areas where you do not want a hash line to show, it's important that you always remember to blend. Be sure to spread out your eyeshadow base thoroughly. If you have excess eyeshadow in certain areas and it already has lines on it, the same effect will be seen on your eyeshadow. So the neater and the smoother you spread out your eyeshadow base, the better your eyeshadow will turn out. Once more, on the outer corner of the eyes, over the lid, we'll apply our maroon color again to intensify its shade and to also blend out our eyeshadow base. So just a brief tapping movement with your colors there is what you need to do. Corner of the eye. So what we are doing now is pasting. We're pasting these colors on to ensure that we have as intense a look as possible. Colors on both eyes, the intensity and the spread should be the same on both eyes. So wherever your crease is cut on the left eye should be the same place where your crease is cut on the right eye. And then the intensity, the strength of the colors on both eyes should be the same. So keep pasting gradually until the yellow color is almost merging with the initial maroon color. Keep pasting gradually, pulling the colors in towards one another. So now we're ready to begin to blend both colors together once more. Very slight tapping movements to make sure these colors move towards each other in a gradual way. Slight tapping effect on both eyes. Make sure you have a balancing effect on both eyes. Keep tapping until you get the exact effect that you want. What you want to create is an umber effect that goes from yellow to orange and then culminates in red. So once you have ensured that all your colors are nicely and smoothly blended together, we want to take out any excesses, any over edges, any fallouts with a clean wipe. Then we want to apply a primer on her skin to get that skin ready for our skin work or our foundation routine. So the first thing we want to do when it comes to our foundation routine is to test the shade of the foundation on her jawline to make sure it's a perfect fit before we begin to spread on all other areas of the face. So we want to do this gradually with our beauty blender or our beauty sponge. Do it all the way around the jawline to the cheekbones, to the corners of the mouth, top of the mouth, nose, forehead, the entire face area. Ensure that it has a generous amount of foundation spread everywhere. Then when it comes to the eyebrow area, you want to be careful not to mess up the brows that you had done properly. So you want to first use your angle brush to neatly apply your foundation around that area before you begin to spread over the forehead and the temples. Do that for both brows. Next, once we ensure that we have an even spread of our foundation, we'll set it with a powder, then go in with our concealer to highlight the under eye area, to highlight the bridge of the nose, to highlight the forehead and the chin. Basically, our focus is to highlight the T-zones of the face. So we'll apply our concealer on those areas, then we'll begin to spread out with a beauty blender. So as you can see, we're setting this with a setting or highlighting powder all over the face to ensure that we have a matte look. We don't want it to look greasy. So less is more when it comes to makeup art. So you can apply in small increments until you get the effect that you want. So the next step is for us to contour the hollows of her face. We'll go in with a dark shade to create depth at the hollow of her face. We'll contour the areas where we want to create depth, like the temples, the hairline. We'll also contour the sides of the nose. So follow along as we do that. Next, we're going to go in with a subtle pink shade of blush on the apple of the cheeks and slightly on the cheekbones. We'll do that very mildly to ensure that we do not have a very bright tone there. We just want it to look as natural as possible. Next, we'll create a reverse contour, linking her ears to the outer corner of the mouth. We'll do that neatly so we have a clearly and neatly cut line, as you can see. So you utilize your highlighting or your setting powder to create this effect from the ear all the way straight towards the outer corner of the mouth. You use your highlighting or your setting powder to create this effect. So we'll give our highlighting powder a couple of minutes to set, or like we call it usually, to bake. Just give it a couple of minutes to get that done nicely. So the same reverse contour that we did at the hollows would also do that at the sides of the nose to create a very standing bridge effect on her nose. So we'll prep the lips to do our lip routine. So taking off any excess product on the lips to ensure that the natural complexion or tone of the lip is still seen. Now it's time for us to apply our mascara, our liquid eyeliner, and our inner eyeliner. Next, we'll go in with our falsies. We'll get our lashes fixed. So just watch as we do that. ensure that you secure it adequately and that it is sitting well so that your client doesn't feel any discomfort as they wear the lashes. So that's exactly what we're trying to do here. So once we have that done, next we are going to work on the lips. We'll use a coffee brown shade of our lip color or lip paint to add definition to the outer corners of the lips, the peak of the mouth, to ensure that we have a very defined shape. And next we'll go in with our nude shades and light shades of pink, and then lastly we'll come in with our lip gloss. So with a few more steps, we'll be done with this makeup look. We'll like to line the eyes or embolden the eyes with eyeliner. So just watch how we'll get that done. Just pull the waterline down a bit, then trace your pencil all over. Now we're applying bronzer on the cheekbones to highlight the cheekbones. Naturally, she has very high cheekbones, so we want to be very subtle on the cheekbones. We'll also highlight the bridge of the nose. Just a little highlight on the forehead. Very good. Once more, we're going over with our brushes over that area to make sure that everything is nice, neat, and smoothly blended out. Our mascara wand again over the eyebrows to make sure the entire look comes together.